Welcome back to
Hello.
another Wrestle Purist live stream, hosted by myself, Ibu of Wrestle Purist, Joe Hulbert, and of course Big AO.
Are we just
We're
gonna pretend
gonna
like we didn't hear that Yelp from Ebu? What the fuck do you have going on, bro?
What?
Monty was muted and he wasn't talking for 3 seconds. I was like, is anyone gonna do this fucking intro? So I went, huh? And I was gonna say hello.
My God, brother.
All right, bro. Keep going, Mozzie. Go ahead and cook. Go ahead and cook. I was like, what the?
I'll have to watch it.
I said, huh? And then
Alright, so we're here.
You just took the wheel. He said, I'm going.
yeah, because he wasn't saying anything.
Hey, man. Yeah, I said something as soon as it came up on my screen. I was talking. Anyway. We're here. Some usual faces for the Wrestle Purist universe. We're going to be talking. Backlash is about to start in just under 90 minutes or so. The pre-show is going to be on somewhat soon, but those aren't my kind of thing. So we're going to hang out here instead. First things first, please like, subscribe, super chat if you're in general. It's always appreciated. And good to see how everyone's doing. Ibu, trying to take my shine as the host of the podcast immediately. How are you doing?
I'm having a horrible day. I'm like half deaf today because my ear won't pop on the left side. The Knicks got destroyed, and the series is probably over, quite frankly. So not a good day. But I'm hoping that one man can change the trajectory of this evening.
LeBron James?
Not LeBron James.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Not LeBron James. Hopefully Cody Rhodes can make it happen tonight and beat Brock Lesnar and change my fortunes. But we'll see. We'll get into it and we'll talk about it. I'm happy to be here with you guys talking the show.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. Joe, veteran, how you doing?
I'm a bit thrown off. We usually start slow with these kind of bouts. Grab a headlock, settle in, maybe an arm drag here or there, and fucking Ibu just hit the ropes as hard as he could, steaming off with a shoulder tackle. I'm reeling a little bit, quite frankly. We'll settle down because we're pros, but another day in paradise, another day here on Wrestle Purist, another great payday, I hope. So fired up, brother. I'm actually excited for Backlash, genuinely. Should be a good time here hanging out beforehand.
Joe, the veteran Carney around here. He's It's good personality trait he's taken on. He was always in him deep down.
It's about time, Monty. It's about time, brother.
It's about time. And of course, we're also joined by Big AO. How are you doing on this fine Saturday evening?
I'm here. I'm in the building. My damn Gore Blunt is rolled. I'm just here to absorb as much information as I possibly can, right? So when I fed bad on the timeline during Backlash, I have all the context I need to really to get the jokes going that really get under the niggas' skin. You know what I mean, Monty? Like you can't just jump in, not know what you talking about, and just be like, oh, this, that, and this is bad. Like, no, bro, you need some background information.
Need some real context going on.
It has to be accurate, right? It has to be accurate. I respect
it.
that.
It needs to be educated, You can't just be going in there blind.
It's like if somebody like a month from now is just like, huh, so they're just gonna be on Dark for the next month, and it's like Dark doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Right? Like you can't. Come on, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that. So when Jonah raises up that United States Championship tonight to a crowd of how many people out there? 15K, 20K, to a crowd of 20K people sitting on their fucking hands as they've been cheering raucously all night. Man, I'm gonna have some shit to say.
We'll see. When WWE pay-per-views come around, AO's already, he's got some stuff in the drafts waiting for the people.
I got some shit to say to the people, man.
He's got some stuff to say. I don't know where I want to start today because we got a few things that we can get into. Obviously, Backlash is starting, so we can do we can kick that around a little bit and do some predictions and that kind of cliche stuff. We can talk about. There's always updates with the AEW All In ticket sales. Apparently, they're up to 70,000 or whatever the fuck they're up to now.
Bro, they're filling the building up, bro. They're gonna fill the building up.
Yeah,
you think?
It feels that way. It does feel that way.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
I'll tell you this. When Tony announced 60, he absolutely damn well knew it was more than 60 when he announced it. But I was told by somebody that Tony wants to do this thing where he's making daily incremental announcements, climbing, so to speak, so that, partially to almost like put the onus on people to continue buying tickets. You know what I mean? And so, he undersold his own number to a degree for that. I'd expect a 70K announcement in a day or two.
Between people figuring that out by looking at the map, and Alvarez straight up saying like, "Oh yeah, AEW's up at 65K." Like, who the fuck told Alvarez that they was up to 65K? Obviously, AEW gave him that number, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then he kind of got cooked by the whole 60K thing. People were looking at him crazy, but I mean, it's smart. I was having this conversation off air with Chris and a couple other people. So like, they're 70K strong right now, right? Mm-hmm. Are there any names that AEW can announce that would actually move tickets at this point?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
Who do you think?
You know my answer.
Yeah, fucking bro. Anybody who's going to see CM Punk has already bought a ticket.
I don't know. Some people are super skeptical, bro. You'd be surprised, especially some of those old heads. They're like, Punk's left. That's what some of them are still thinking. So it's always good when you've got a big star and you can announce to do it if you. But they might sell out before it even gets to rumors of Punk coming back are like a couple months from now. It could sell out by then.
More than one match. I think it's more that this is probably going to end up looking like one of those all-star cards. Remember how the first last year was too, but I remember especially when they first announced that Arthur Ashe lineup in 2021, it was like, what are they doing? It was like a collection of top matches. I think that's going to be more the hook once they get rolling here. I think it's going to be kind of loaded from top to bottom. I would assume anyway. Seems like a pretty safe bet.
I think it's kind of a thing where you're going to have 70, 80, 90,000 people in the building, and a lot of people never get the chance to wrestle in front of a crowd like that. So every match needs to kind of count, A lot of people, obviously, being on this show and having to, be part of a big match that gets over great will be like a big part of a lot of these wrestlers' legacies,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people. Are you listening to the podcast?
I was trying to get the link for my fucking tweet and shit.
Alright. See, he hasn't tweeted yet. He's not been the most professional.
I'm like multitasking at the same time. I'm trying to get this Discord tweet going too. But while I was saying that, join the WrestlePeers Discord. We will be streaming Backlash for free. So, link is in the bio, all that good shit. So join our Discord.
Where was we? AEW making all the matches count.
Right.
What matches do you want to see, Eva?
I mean, the matches that I specifically would like to see aren't going to happen. So,
thank God.
At this point, I'd be very open to seeing CM Punk wrestle Bryan Danielson again, if that's possible. I don't think that's going to happen though, but I'd love to see it. Nigel McGuinness wrestling on that show would absolutely be a pop. Other than that, I don't have anything specific. I just know that most of the wrestlers that I like are going to be on the show doing something. So that's going to be one of those shows, frankly, where like just the vibe and the atmosphere of it's going to make the show. So whatever Tony comes up with, I'm sure I'm going to be fine with it.
The best we could do for CM Punk is Sean Spears. Take it or leave it.
Is there anything specifically that you're trying to see on this? Whether it's not particularly a match, like I think it was Mounts a lot earlier today, where he was really campaigning for the Sting retirement match.
Why do people want Sting retired on UK soil so bad, bro?
Because it's the amount of people there, bro. The stadium, get that stadium send off, Do
it in front of 75,000 people, man.
Yeah, what are you trying to see, or is that the particular?
Right now, I don't really do the whole fantasy booking thing. Right now, I just want people on the show. I'm trying to make sure. I want Okada booked. I want Ospreay booked. I want Sabre Jr. booked. I want Nigel booked. I want Kenny in the main event. I want Swerve Strickland booked. I want Keith Lee booked, but I know that's not happening. Look what they did to my boy, man. Look what they did to my boy Keith. But Yeah, man. I really just my main concern is getting people on the show. Like, not really. The matchups are. I really do want to see Danielson Omega 2 at All In though. I think that's where I'm at.
I feel like that's happening on a Dynamite in like 3 weeks. Or you know what? That might be honestly on the go home to Double or Nothing.
Whoa. Are you thinking Anarchy in the Arena at the pay-per-view or
Yeah.
Blood and Guts? Anarchy in the Arena?
I think Anarchy in the Arena is where they go. I hope that's what they do, to be honest, more rather than Blood and Guts.
It's very Danielson that we're all like campaigning for one of our guys to be in there with him at Wembley. The chat's kind of ahead of me on this, but I think for a moment, if he can wrestle, Nigel and Bryan wrestling at Wembley Stadium would be like one of the most insane moments of the. I mean, that would be like that would honestly like encapsulate a whole era of wrestling right there. You know, one of the great rivalries of the 2000s that peaked in front of much smaller audiences, but ultimately changed wrestling. The story to tell there of two guys who are on the exact same road, got signed at the exact same time, and how differently their lives went from there. Like getting that all come full circle at Wembley Stadium. Man, that would be like, that's fucking insane to have that in front of you.
That's
like,
emotional.
Yeah, and again, I don't know if Nigel, I don't know if he was messing around with a tweet. I know he said before he could get cleared, but if he can do it, that would be very powerful, and that would symbolize a whole lot more than just two dudes wrestling. That would be pretty special. So,
well, Nigel did reply to Tony Khan's tweet saying if it sells out, he'll have to dust off the boots. He'll have to dust off the boots. I'm trying to see it, man. I'm not gonna lie. 100% want to see Nigel on the card. I can't. My prediction for how many tickets actually end up selling is actually like changing every day. I'm finding.
Just on it out.
Yeah, at this point, literally, because
what is a sellout? It's big, bro. It's just like it depends on how they set it up. It's like I don't know how many tickets are actually out there.
It's like 85K.
Yeah,
well, it'll be around there. Maybe 90. It's I don't know, man.
It's got to a point for me where it's like there's already so many people that are going to be in that building. It's kind of like your house money at this point, right? Like who? Yeah, obviously it'd be great to sell it out, but like whether it's 80 or 85, like fuck, man, this is outrageous that we're having this conversation. It's insane. So yeah. I think regardless of where it ends up, it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's going to be a special kind of, it's a once in a lifetime kind of event. It's the first stadium show, which just happens to be the first time to come to the UK, and it's like it's all in. It's just there's a lot there, brother.
Absolutely,
and that's why they've sold so many tickets without a match announced. So shout out to them. Even like in a period where you could argue that they're not the hottest, if that makes sense, where they can still just they can just pull this off, Like,
it's very much like. Go ahead, Joe. Go make it.
You know what's interesting about this, Monty? It actually parallels when the WWF ran Wembley, because the WWF was in their big business boom in the 80s with Hulk Hogan. And by the time you get to 1992, things are winding down, and Hogan's not around as much because there's a steroid trial that pretty much cleaned out a lot of their key talents on the roster. They're in the middle of a philosophical shift with the product, and they weren't able to run big buildings anymore in the United States. But not that they were ice cold like they would be in like 95, but they were cooling off from the Hulkamania run, right? And they said, fuck it, let's run Wembley. And then Wembley sells out, over there. And it's like, wow, holy shit. And if you watch that show in isolation, SummerSlam 92, it looks like the WWF is like the hottest it's ever been. And it's crazy, So it's almost a similar situation here where it's like AEW's overall business from a TV standpoint and tickets and stuff. It's not what it was in 2021, but Tony Khan swung for the fences. He did a gutsy, ballsy thing by running this Wembley Stadium, and it really energized people all over the world to buy tickets for their show. And it's paying off in dividends for them.
I saw Garrett Kidney tweet about this, and he has experience with Cold Promotions selling a lot of tickets in England with his TNA fandom. God bless him. And it's like he was pointing out how kind of insane it is how few stadium shows there have been in the UK. Like because SummerSlam 92, as you just said, was not a success due to the heat of the promotion. It was a success because there was just such a desperation for people to see the product here. And it's kind of insane how long they waited to follow up on that all. There was a card he posted from 2000. It was a WCW house show, and the main event was some shitty World Tag Title match. And they sold 16,000 tickets and sold out the building for this in Manchester. And it's like he's pointing at If
That
more
was a
promotions
cook WCW.
exactly, that was like their worst era ever. It's like his point was that it's kind of what you're seeing here is very much a case of build it and they will come. It's like the reason this is an outlier is because too few promotions have dared to do this. It's like the audience is there for it. I'm intrigued by Jeff Jarrett's part in a lot of this because he's, as we know, has always been like really passionate about that market. Like he was very confident with the World of Sport thing that he could build an actual national promotion here. Like he was convinced of it. He thinks there's an audience for that. So I'm intrigued by if he was one of the people that involved that was so bullish on Wembley Stadium in particular. But just be honest, they could have easily run Wembley Arena, had a hell of a crowd. No one would have really criticized it, right? Like, but here they are, man. It's incredible.
It's big business.
Speaking of WWF in 1995, not being hot. Ibu, man, what's going on with your man's Diesel JF? You seen that quarter hour, my boy?
I fucking knew it.
I want you to answer me on one simple question, right? Has the Ocho, Chris Jericho, as world champion, ever tanked a quarter like that in the main event?
No.
Has
unscripted
violence? What match? Tell me.
Wait, hold on. Actually, are we talking ever or just in this?
No, I'm talking about as the champion, as world champion.
Alright, fine. You fucking piece of shit.
Okay, has unscripted. Well, no, all right. Maybe we'll have better luck further on the road. Has unscripted violence Jon Moxley ever tanked a quarter as world champion like that in the main event wrestling?
I'm pretty sure Jake Hager versus Moxley tanked the.
It's fucking Jake Hager though. Maybe.
Hey man.
It's fucking Jake Hager. Has Kenny, by God, Omega ever tanked a quarter like that as world champion?
He's tanked plenty of quarters in the trios division.
I said, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
As
champion, it's a simple yes or no question. As world champion, did Kenny Omega ever tank a quarter like that?
Probably not.
Okay. Adam Hangman Page.
Hey,
I'm not even going to let you answer this question because you're a freak who's on your knees for Punk. I know the answer. He's never tanked a quarter like that in his entire career. World champion or not. All right?
Sure about that one?
Yeah, I'm positive. Go find me. Go post a graph. I'll retweet it. If I'm wrong, I'll retweet it.
I'll look through some of the Lance Archer matches. I'll check.
So, and I asked you a question the other day. No. The Lance Archer match is a good number. I know. I asked you a question the other day, and you try to no-sell me. So I'm going to ask you live on air. What do you call a special attraction wrestler who can't attract anyone when he's wrestling? What do you call that, Hangman?
Who's called MJF a special attraction wrestler?
That's what he purports himself to be. That's how he acts. He wrestles twice a month, so when he actually gets on TV, you're like, oh my God, MJF is finally wrestling? I gotta rush to my television to watch this.
Okay.
Is that not what he's doing?
I'm gonna ask you a question, AO. Do you know what a statistical aberration is, sir?
Alright, and I'm gonna ask you another question. Do you know our Discord mod, Far5222, has posted 6 graphs where MJF has dipped in the quarter? Do you know that that's happened?
Listen.
Okay, let's move on with the podcast. I just wanted to know. I just had a couple questions to ask you live on air where you couldn't run. It's not a statistical aberration because this is the 7th quarter he's dipped as world champion at this point. But let's continue. But this is just the most drastic. So he can't run with that lie anymore. Oh, numbers and dollars and cents, numbers, minute to minute draw. You can't. Keep deleting your tweets, MJF. Keep deleting them. All right, let's continue the podcast.
Let's continue it. Let's do it. Let's get some super chats going.
Great wrestler. He's won half of
the shut the fuck up, man. Darren Cage, $4.99. Pop me huge at their marketing backlash of the double main event. That's real graps promotion right there.
It is.
You know, it's what you got to do, bro. You got to sell the matches, you know. And they've got there was a little talk about Bad Bunny main eventing, you know, and it would 100% be heated enough for it, you know. But they're going with the big main event stars with Cody and Brock, so you know, we'll like I said,
Damian Priest main event in the WWE pay-per-view was fucking insane.
It's Bad Bunny,
You know
though,
what?
bro.
You know what I'll say?
It's Bad Bunny, one of the biggest stars in the world, but it's also Damian Priest.
Hey, you know what
I
I'll
like
say though?
him, man.
I'm not. So as you know, I've never been a Priest guy. This recent run, man,
He's good.
yeah, he's doing all right, bro. He's doing all right. I actually don't really mind him in a big spot anymore.
I haven't seen any of it, so I'll reserve judgment for tonight. We'll see.
Oh,
It's gonna be a very good match. I'm calling that ahead of time.
And if it's a very good match, I'm sure him, Matt Riddle, and Rhea Ripley are gonna have a fantastic celebration afterwards.
Yes, they will. They actually in Puerto Rico too. That's gonna be a hell of a night.
It's gonna stink in Puerto Rico. What the fuck is that smell?
how did we get? Look at the super chat on the screen. Look where we ended
So
up.
it was so positive and sincere.
How did we end up here, man?
Let's
keep it
all in
moving.
Puerto Rico together. That is crazy.
We're gonna keep it moving because we have got a few super chats building up. Keep them coming. Deathblade sends in 50 DKK, whatever that is. Appreciate it though, as always. Ready for the match of the year contender, Seth Rollins versus Omos. Let's go.
Forgot there's a thing that's happening.
Hey, man.
That could be very
You
fun.
never know. Princess Diana, $2. Appreciate you as always. I'm not having a good day either. Anyway, David Michael Harwood, Dax Harwood of FTR, $5. Appreciate you as always. Ibu, I'm hungry. Let's go Papa John's tonight and get freaky.
I will not be doing that, Dax. If that's what you want to do with yourself, that's your business. It's a free country. I will not be involved with your email.
So maybe that's not the real Dax, because Evil would never turn down a hungry Dax Harwood on a date. He would never. It's not something that would happen.
Jason Robinson, $5. I got Brock Squash, Braun Masterclass, AEW Alum, Henry, Cejudo, KO, and Canelo KO tonight. A lot of predictions.
I was with you until the Cejudo KO. I was with you.
If Brock Lesnar squashes Cody Rhodes, I just like that's fucking lunacy. Cody is not John Cena. It's not a 1-to-1 comparison. John was a made man when he got squashed by Brock, and that was to help Brock, and Cena was fucking Teflon. Cody Rhodes, I think Cody Rhodes getting squashed by Brock would genuinely hurt his drawing power. Like, I'm not gonna say it's New Japan 1997 and he's Hashimoto, you know what I mean? But like,
I agree.
I think it's gonna kill his drawing power. To be honest,
With what we know about Cody, the concern is that he could easily be talked into that, right? Like he
With
did
what
that.
we know
He
about
run
Cody,
that.
he would pitch that shit.
Yeah,
He run that play twice in AEW where a guy just fucking killed him, right? Like
Who's the second that got punched in AEW? Oh, Malachi, right?
Yeah, Malachi beat him up.
that was good. That was
Knocked him out of a single kick. Now, they were both very effective, but I agree with you. This doesn't feel like the time. It's just that it's absolutely something that would not be our character at all for Cody to like see that as this heroic moment. That's concerning. I think that's probably the most intriguing element from like a booking perspective tonight. I think we'll see.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mason Robinson, $5. That's the one we just read. Ariel, $1.99. Wembley, 70k. Lol. Backlash tonight. Real stuff. Appreciate the super chat.
Picture is tremendous.
Has a 70k tweet gone out yet?
No.
He's waiting. What is he waiting for? 7:59 to hit send.
He might be waiting
A minute before Backlash.
No. I got an idea. I have a theory. He is hoping for a really fucking stupid finish or ending on this.
Anywhere on the card. I think.
Yeah, like if Backlash itself ends with Cody like just getting fucking mollywopped and the show just goes off the air, he's immediately gonna go, "Thank you guys so much for the support of the AEW." 70,000 for Wembley.
Listen,
Oh my god!
he loves that shit, man. Ricky Starks, $1.99. Appreciate it. Ibu, I got us first class tickets for Wembley.
No. You know that's not how we read Ricky Starks super chats, Monty. I got this. Ricky Starks, $2 super chat. Ebo, I got us 2 first class tickets for Wembley. Heart emoji.
You make him sound like he has the biggest fucking teeth ever. You know, he just like he.
Is that what you're worried about?
There's a lot going on. You know,
You worried about him biting on you, Ibu?
All right, what's the next super chat? Joe's reaction.
I saw that comment and was
Oh my god.
Madson 84 199. Appreciate it. Do you think Nigel was joking about coming back? Listen, I think he could definitely be talked into it, bro.
I don't think
He's always put. Bro, you heard him? Have you heard him on commentary? You know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He spends about 30% of it putting himself over. Fucking, it's good shit, man.
I don't think he's joking at all.
I don't
even think he needs to be talked into it. I think he's ready to go.
Wow.
He's ready to
Yeah, bro.
So he wants Danielson.
When was his last match? 2011, 2012, that range, right? Because he
Yeah, that
did like
range.
a UK tour, like a retirement tour. So, man, that would be something. I'd be intrigued as to how much he's been. Because I remember him talking about how he like never would get in the ring at the PC and stuff. So
Put him in there with Sabre Jr., man. If Danielson's taking,
that's
put him in there with Sabre Jr.
That's a good one. 100%.
Because it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like this classic epic encounter either. They could just fucking grapple a little bit.
Yeah, just exchange some impressive holds. People will get up for that, man.
Absolutely.
Few chops, you know.
He could do this body thing of just kind of like, you know what I mean, like just easing your way back by just doing a lot of grappling type stuff, you know.
People just want Nigel to get that moment, I think, and like he was at SummerSlam '92, I'm pretty sure. So that would be a really cool kind of,
I didn't even know that.
You know, closure to his story in ring at least. So it'd be cool.
That's really cool.
100%. Right, Mads fan again. Not coming up. Mads fan again. 84. 199. Appreciate that. Sting needs to retire at the Georgia Dome. Book it.
I love it, Tony Khan. I challenge you to fucking do it. That was gonna be honestly, that was gonna be my thing earlier. It's like, you know what, Tony? Seeing as you did this with Wembley, bro, fucking run an American stadium, and Tony, I think you could do 30K at the Georgia Dome. Just do it, and just
Because Sting's retirement.
Sting's last bye-bye. You think that's gonna bring in 30K for
Goldberg
AEW?
would have to be booked for that one, right? Bill would have to make.
Oh, bro,
Yeah, you gotta bring Bill.
The love letter to WCW.
Bro,
you know?
Unfortunately,
the Georgia Dome is the house that Bill Goldberg built, man.
Absolutely,
Gotta
be there.
Oh man.
Who else could we get on that?
You have to announce it. You have to announce Bill the Thursday before. Because for the most authentic presentation has to be done that way.
Oh my goodness, do it! Fucking.
Who else could we get on the card, man? The Georgia Dome. What WCW guys can still
Rock and Roll Express.
You can. Oh my god, the Rock and Roll Express. Arn Anderson could get on the card.
Yeah.
You could actually get Diamond Dallas Page to do something.
I mean, Dustin, right? Dustin.
Hey, man.
100%.
Hold on, we're on to saying here. We're putting it together.
Yeah, I'm telling you, AEW in the Georgia Dome, 30K. Goldberg built. I think we're willing and dealing here.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Jericho,
we get Hoovy back.
Bring back Hooven, dude. Oh my god.
Oh man, we could definitely do it.
I know a necromancer I could call. Get Benoit in here. Let's get this.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Anyway,
Y'all tell me Benoit Zombie's not gonna draw the zombie of Chris Benoit?
No.
Alright, man.
Mario Judah, 199. WWE has Bad Bunny. AEW has Mario Judah. 82 wins. Appreciate it.
Mario Judah is a tremendous artist.
It's good stuff. Big Ben's 09, 499. Appreciate that. Recipe's best pad in the game. Good to see Big A. AO Bafemi joining the World Wide Crew.
Oh my god.
Hey, man.
I actually said today, man, Naja Boy Femi is now my second favorite WWE wrestler right after Bianca Belair. Stamp it. No agendas against him shall prosper.
I'm telling you, man. We're on to something. We're on to something, bro. Over Femi. Big things in the stars for that
They
kid.
might need to bring Goldberg back to work with him. You imagine? Oba Femi beats Goldberg in like 2 minutes. Just fucking bombs.
I genuinely would have drafted him. I mean,
rules.
I'm dead ass. Like, yeah.
Give him the big vignettes, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I see it.
Hey man, he's better at what he does than Dominic. Is at Lucha Libre. So,
you know what? That's another one I'm turning on AO. Maybe it's just his feud, but I'm starting to see it in Dominic, even in ring.
You're a fucking pervert.
No, maybe it's just the heat in these matches.
It's the heat, bro. The heat trick y'all. The heat trick y'all.
He could be tricking niggas. So he will make niggas look crazy.
I think Dom's down in the corner now. I said you're a pervert.
He is, bro. He's a fucking pervert.
I'm not debating this shit.
I once read a tweet where someone literally said, "If you enjoy Bray Wyatt's angles, like you might just be a pervert." Jesus Christ.
What update can you give us on Bray, Ibu?
There is none.
Oh my God, he's cool.
Actually, no. There is. They've hired a new writer for him, for his segment. That's being done because
like a specialist.
Rob Free said, "I'm out of here."
Rob,
I can't keep having my name attached to this shit.
He isn't particularly enjoying the Bray part of his job, and it affected their personal friendship. And so he'd rather just pull out of that instead of, them ruining their friendship. They've assigned a new writer for Bray. Bray is still dealing with some complications with his health. And he doesn't seem to be ready anytime soon to come back, which is why he wasn't drafted. So that's on Bray.
Well, all the best of luck to him. Trust the process 34 $4.99. Appreciate it. AO Sundry and MJF as if the Elite and Kenny haven't had plenty of bad quarters before.
No, they haven't.
Oh.
They haven't.
Madfan 84 $1.99. Appreciate you. Cody gonna do a repeat of the Brody Lee squash.
I'd be so fucking mad at him. I'd be so mad at Cody Rhodes.
I'm sure.
Man. I'm sorry. It's so
I'm
Cody.
sure Cody would be devastated,
Cody's promo after where he's like crying,
Oh my fucking God. You know what? I would only let it fly if he actually did cut that post promo where he's just kind of like, maybe I'm just not.
Yeah, better more than I could do. Yeah.
He's like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe just wrestling isn't. Maybe it's passed me by, and he just takes the boot off.
Start unzipping that boot, brother.
Yeah, actually, legitimately, I would legitimately let it rock if he did that performance art post match where he's just like, maybe I just gotta walk away.
The boot is one of the funniest things he ever did.
Bro, he would start unzipping that boot. WWE fans would be like, what the fuck is he doing?
Shit, Monty, he's saluted. He did like a salute.
It was so dramatic, and then Malachi came back out and like killed him off for good.
He's like, all right, bro. Stop trying to take my heat, nigga. He just fucking killed him again.
Unless he never addressed that either, right?
No, he just came back.
Yeah.
He went. He recorded his what was it? That game show, Go Big Show. And he just came back. Didn't say anything about it.
That's a real wrestler.
Remember Arn did the segment with him where he was like, he quit on Cody because Cody was a loser. Remember?
Yeah.
And then the next week, Arn broke into Cody's backyard to get him back, and he's like, well, hold on, what the fuck's going on here?
What the fuck is going on? So you might as well paint your face like a clown, slap the shit out of him.
Monty, at work the other day, I was just thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I almost wish Arn went to the Fed with Cody. Like I kind of miss the Arn Cody pairing. It just, I don't know.
Whisper the plays, that was incredible.
Yeah, he had a play. He had like a play sheet.
Like come on, bro. Make sure you get the headlock takeover in. Like what the fuck what is on that play sheet, bro? Like what is on the sheet? Show us the sheet, Arn. Like
it was exactly like a football coach's play thingy, which is what made it. It popped the shit out of Jim Ross. You could tell he'd be like, that's AA. He's been in the game before. He knows the play song here. It's like
you read the play sheet. It says fucking bionic elbow, Tiger Driver 98.
Where's that?
Moonsault. Fucking. So thank God you're here, Arn. Cody wouldn't know any of his moonset without you and your fucking laminated Denny's menu, Arn. Thank you.
Good shit, bro. That's pro wrestling, though. Man.
No, I genuinely did. It did pop me though. Like I liked it. I don't know what it was for, but I liked it.
It was one of those things they could never explain it beyond he's the coach because they knew it would never make sense. So it's like, there he is, he's the coach, man.
Could you imagine if in the build of this Brock match, he's just like, in these 4 weeks, I'm going to put you through a training camp that'll get you ready for Brock Lesnar. And he's just fucking working out.
Fucking Brock Anderson, Fran German suplexes on him to get him ready, Tuck your chin,
Tuck your chin, Cody.
If they ran that angle and then let Brock squash Cody, that'd be the funniest thing in the fucking world. Oh, my God. That would be hilarious.
And in the Backlash post-show press conference, they're like, what happened out there, Cody? And he's just like, I don't know, man. Sometimes you just, you do everything that the coaches tell you. You know what I mean? You follow the game plan, and it just doesn't work out for you on there. When you go out in the field.
Arn's like, he tried his best. He gave it all he had,
Just imagine
Arn out there, like, I got out coached today. I got out coached. You're the only coach on the roster, bro.
The entire roster. The 2023 Slammy Award for WWE Coach of the Year, Arn Anderson. The other nominees are Arn and nobody.
For the 7th year in a row, Arn Anderson has won WWE Coach of the Year. Clap it up for Double A, man. Clap it up for Double A.
I did like when he explained the Wardlow thing. His explanation was like, Tully's smart, but he's not me. He was like, yeah, fair, that makes sense, that works. And that was the whole reason that Wardlow hired him.
Bro, there was no script to that segment. But with Arn, there's two things he's gonna do. He's gonna be cool as fuck in his promo, and he's gonna subtly just bury Tully Blanchard. So
it was incredible.
Yeah.
Because it was like, what percentage of the audience remembered that Wardlow was with Tully Blanchard, right? Like that's a wild.
35%, 40%.
And
Arn immediately brings it up just to bury him. Fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Yo, fuck Tully real quick. Anyway.
Fucking Tully, bro. The reason why he's not with AEW anymore is because he was supposed to work with Tessa on the U.S. Indies, and AEW was just like, well, we can't have TV talent working with Tessa Blanchard, and she can't get booked, bro. They haven't done anything, so she's only going to like XPW and shit. Is Tully gonna pull up to XPW? Are we gonna see Dick in the syringe of Tully Blanchard?
Oh my God!
They did the whole angle with Tully, right? And then the embassy just like bought the faction on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, right before the show.
Bought them. That's gonna run to the summer, and then by the end of the year, fucking the embassy's gonna be fucking working with like Pero Peligroso and fucking Roosh and shit, and they'll be called like the fucking mogul Los Ingobernables or some shit. I'm like half joking, but like that, like AEW does that where they'll just like absorb stables into other stables sometimes, So
yeah, it definitely happens. Let's keep it moving now. Jacob Donnelly, $4. Appreciate you. It may not be a squash, but there's 100% no way Cody's beating Brock in his first match. Sorry, Ibu Law. I mean, that's a bit confident,
Come on, Cody. You got this, Cody. Follow Arn's game plan.
Greek Foley, $4.99. Appreciate you. With the success of Wembley, you think Tony starts holding an annual stadium show? There's been quite a bit of talk about this regarding like All In being made like an annual stadium show. I think that's definitely like really like realistic and within the realms of possibility, and it's probably something they should do, to be honest.
Yeah. How many times have people said like, what is AEW's go-to destination event? What's their WrestleMania? What's their big show? Fuck it, run all in wherever you want to run it in a stadium. No matter where they run it, I think AEW is like healthy enough to do 25 to 30K. Really exhaust all your resources. Fucking do it.
The only thing I would say is this is probably, if that's the case and it's going to be a regular part of the calendar, you probably have to find a long-term solution for like this and All Out being 1 week apart.
Yeah, no. It can never be that.
They have to shift the whole schedule,
There was that quote from Tony though, right, where he was talking about, because I think the question was about like what's their WrestleMania, and he said something about it doesn't necessarily have to be one event. It could be like a run of events. And I'm really interested if they brand this like week a certain way, and it kind of is like some sort of extended like wrestling festival almost. I'm interested how they pair the promotion of All In with All Out? Are they going to be like? Are they going to feel? How separate can they feel with 1 week between them? You know, like maybe that's what he's going to do. Maybe in future he's going to kind of pair these promotionally. So it'll be interesting how they do it. It's going to be hard to figure out.
Could you imagine them doing fucking 2003 WWE ass fucking brand split pay-per-views? A collision.
That would not be the answer for
Hey,
sure.
man, keep that. I got your answer. Keep that Saturday collision bullshit. Put it all in a box and let that be all out.
Berkey
Well, I
199.
have some news for you.
Berkey 199. Appreciate you. Cody leaves his boot in the ring and Bray returns.
Oh,
Now,
Oh, a Bray Wyatt return would be amazing.
yo, if Bray haunted Cody's body to end this show, Tony Khan would be running to his phone and be like, "We have sold 75,000 tickets."
he just makes a number up.
They'll probably cross it eventually. Just saying, "We have an 80K for all in."
What the people really want, not even Bray, we want Uncle Howdy standing tall to end the night.
You're a sick person, you know.
Uncle Howdy, that
Howdy's
was an
standing
incredible
tall.
bit, man.
Yeah.
Look at Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, remember Parker
We
said that in
got Manny.
today. He said,
I haven't-
"Remember reality."
I haven't even read this yet, so who knows where this is going to go. But Manny 499, we appreciate him as always. I expected everyone on this show to do a WWE pre-show, but AO, come on. And of course, our first pre-show preview is a WWE one.
This isn't our first pre-show preview. Watch the product, you piece of shit. Second of all, I'm here to bury WWE while these three try to have fun. So
I remember vividly Manny being on the Forbidden Door preview show, which was 11 months ago. So,
We've done at least 6 pay-per-view pre-shows.
yeah, like it's not even 1 or 2, man.
We've done a bunch.
Yeah, bro.
Manny just makes stuff up. He just,
Yeah, he just, like,
Me and AO always shouting at people, telling them to watch the product. You know, our own people don't watch the product. Man. It's
Nasty.
heartbreaking.
what is he talking about?
Right, trust the process. 34, 499. Appreciate it. Do you think, Max, it's inevitable that MJF eventually ends up in WWE? Also, thoughts on Cody finishing his career back in AEW. MJF eventually ending up in WWE. I think it would always be a possibility, mainly because he's so young. So even if he has extended, which is, you know, quite widely believed at this point, that MJF is going to stay with AEW and the whole bidding war of 2024 stuff, even though he doesn't do that shtick anymore, but like that whole, you know, the idea of that seems to be, not talked about at all, to be honest. And, it seems like he's going to stay for this round of contract. So even if he gets out of AEW in, 3-4 years' time, he's still going to be, 29 or something, or however old. So he's got time, and
Let's keep all our
it's
options
always
open,
going to be a
Max.
possibility. Yeah, it's always going to be a possibility.
Let's keep all our options open, Max. Let's
I'll tell you what. When I watch him in the build of this Pillars thing, he does feel like a guy who like, I don't want to say he's auditioning for WWE, but I feel like he's a guy who, like, his whole like adult wrestling career life, he's like been like preparing. He's been honing the skill sets that WWE would really value. If that makes any sense. And he's almost doing his version of like, this is what I would be on their programming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
definitely. There's a lot of WWE TV stuff, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
The only thing, like, what would be his take on the schedule though? Because like, he's wrestling, match a month at this point. It's like, look, man, he might not wrestle a lot on TV there, but he's absolutely going to be on their house show. Like he's a big name, but he's not. I would assume he would not be nearly big enough to get a contract where he doesn't work those house shows.
No. Why the fuck? Why would they give him that contract? Especially after looking at how this title run is going. Like, why would they just let him be like, you know what, MJF, you don't have to wrestle. You could, and here's your 15-minute segment every week. Just talk.
No, they'd make him wrestle more.
Exactly.
For sure. But like, how would he feel about that? Is what is really the question, I think, in terms of. I mean,
Yes.
in some ways, it does feel inevitable that like he's there eventually, just because he's so young, right? Like, there's so many years ahead of him, you'd assume. But the schedule part, I think, of it is the kind of the one part that doesn't feel like a natural fit to me, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he might not always stick to this once a month wrestling thing that he
Hopefully
does.
not, man. I like watching him wrestle, so
No,
I get that. I do understand it, and it does make him feel Like, he does stand out more when he does wrestle, but at the same time, this is his first world title reign, and it's like, in some ways, it's presented to me as though he's like so deep in his career, and it's just I want to see him walk the walk in that regard. You know, I think we all believe he's capable of it. I want to see him wrestling the Challenger of the Month, you know, and going through those matches and
man.
and building a real reign for his first one. But I don't know. That's just me personally.
Cody is favored in the betting odds to beat Brock Lesnar.
Good.
Thanks. WrestlePurist Fabrizio Romano, $10. Breaking. Talks between Ibu and Grapsody have broken down after he was seen comparing, what does that say? Because I've got some on my screen. Iron to Cody Rhodes to former President Barack Obama. The bump is monitoring the situation. Big update on the transfers. Ibu's not getting out of these contracts, bro.
Monty is worse than Tony Khan.
Bro, listen. These fuckers are locked down, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Jimmy Butler, $2. All I hear is wow from Ibu. Love it. Cry more. Not all wow. Yeah, Ibu, it's not been his best day, man. But he's banking it all on the code, man. He's put all his chips in, you know?
Yes, I have.
Sam 199, I appreciate that. FTX would like to sponsor WrestlePurist. DM me. Wow. Hold on.
Let's make someone shake.
Mass Fan 84, 199, appreciate it. Cody versus Honte is unintentionally hilarious. Bro, it was hilarious at the time.
Cody Rhodes at the time and in foresight is unintentionally hilarious. He's been unintentionally hilarious since day one, out there with no fucking knee pads and shit.
Man, he is something. Henry Charles Albert David, 199, appreciate you. Brexit happened for a reason. Cody can't win today.
Yeah, Brexit happened because Tories like Monty voted for it.
Well, no, hold on. I'm not doing this. Manny's back again, 999, appreciate him as always. Arn gets on the podium and says, maybe we should have gotten someone Brock size for the training camp. I guess my son couldn't help prep Cody for those furious Brock suplexes.
Brock Anderson being the one who gets the blame would be awesome. Can you imagine?
Oh, man. Cody has to fire the coaching staff, you know?
It's the idea of him having a training camp, you know, with Arn and hitting people up, Brock Anderson in.
They did do a skit at like the Nightmare Factory where Arn had like a bunch of guys ready to kick the shit out of him. Do you guys remember this? This was like a thing, like locked him in. It was fucking hilarious. He got in there, it was like Aaron Solo, whoever. Fucking
even Monty in the Rumble build, we were getting like Cody training camp footage. Remember, like in his preparation,
he's getting back, bro. Getting back to it, you know. Alright, so trust process 34,499, appreciate you. How nasty is the Fed going to get if AEW does 90k? Can already see him book Wembley to break that record, along with all types of other stuff to damage AEW. I don't think they'll launch a full blown attack like that sounds right there, you know. But there'll be some like, you know. I don't know, man. It's like what can you really say when you're
Monty, the thing is, it's actually a dangerous game because Wembley is so successful that you almost don't want to just go, well, we'll run it, because what if you run it and don't do quite as well?
In Wembley. I can't see
saying.
That. Like, not anytime soon, anyway. So.
No, and again, you don't want to run it and then not do quite as well, and then you look really fucking bad. If we remember when he went head-to-head SmackDown versus Rampage, on FS1, like, they don't want that type of thing anymore.
So fucking those acknowledge the tribal bunny memes and shit.
Yeah, like it just looked bad on their part. So they might do subtle things or passive aggressive things to hurt their business, but they're not in the business of going head to head with AEW overtly anymore.
Not in the business.
No, they're not.
They're not in the war business no more.
Yeah, they were in the business of head to head with AEW. When AEW really blew up, then it was like, all right, we're in the passive aggressive business now, so we're gonna do like subtle things to fuck with.
There'll be like a takeover that night or some shit.
Exactly.
I did have this noted down anyway, and there has been an update like 30 minutes ago or something about Drew McIntyre. Yeah, Drew it's a follow up to the report that Drew McIntyre is like working on the possibility that he could be leaving at the end of his contract, which is up at either the initial reports are either in a few months or at the start of 2024 or something like that. Sean Ross Sapp's followed up on Fight for Select and basically said, it's more kind of a thing that Drew at this very moment in time doesn't know what he's going to be doing, but he is, if he doesn't get what he wants, he is absolutely open to the possibility of leaving WWE. And he is just like, seems to be one of those situations where WWE have to just put their hand in the pocket and pay the man, and with the sale that's just gone on, it makes it a bit of a weird situation, It's not the best timing for him in that regard. But I don't know, I've always kind of had this feeling they'll figure it out, I'd be very surprised to see them let that contract run all the way up without them putting at least a very respectable 7-figure offer in for Drew McIntyre.
I have a theory that in June-ish, some dipshit hockey analyst from ESPN is going to have the scoop, and he's going to be like, WWE and Drew McIntyre, 36 have agreed to a multi-year extension per WWE. And it's going to be like, why the fuck does this jackass have the scoop? And it's because like Nick Khan told him to tweet it, Frank, Monty, you're right about the timing. If this happened in like a year and a half ago, Drew would just get his money and his extension, and that'd be the end of it, like they did with AJ Styles and Zayn and Owens. This merger does make that a little bit muddy, and Drew's health is a concern. His health and his, the state of his neck. I think they should just pay him. Will he get what he wants from a financial standpoint? I don't know if they give him the 3.5 that Kevin Owens is getting, but he could definitely get a raise from where he's at right now because he doesn't even make $1 million.
Bro, if you're Endeavor, right? If you're Endeavor,
yeah,
and the wrestling people are coming to you and they're saying, Drew wants $3.5 million. He wants to be paid as much as Stinerico.
Right.
Endeavor's gonna ask you, why should we do that?
Yeah.
They're like, who is this guy?
They're gonna ask you why. Why should we do this?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the way they're built is like terrifying from a talent leverage point of view. Because we all agree, Drew's a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
There's no knock on him, but genuinely, if he was gone tomorrow, unfortunately, their business would not move. Like it wouldn't change.
He hasn't been on the TV in the last month and hasn't anything.
With that in mind, that's where you get to the question that AO just asked, right? Where it's like, so then what are you paying for? Now, we as wrestling fans know what he brings, and he's a quality performer, but that's where it gets hard, and that's where the kind of leverage part of they're built to kind of function regardless of who's on the machine. And I think we can all agree that Drew is not going to be a guy at this point in the game anyway, who becomes one of those like 1 to 2, maybe 3 or 4 like real game changers in that regard. He's not going to be that guy anymore, right? I mean, I don't think he had a chance. It's gone. He's now going to be a kind of plug and play main event guy who you slot in and out, and he's effective in that role again. But on a sort of cold business level, I think the issue is the Endeavor just say we could find someone else to do that. Hopefully not, man. Hopefully he gets paid. That dude, he works so hard. Like, I'm not even a big fan, but that dude goes so hard.
He was great at WrestleMania.
Yeah, like I hope he gets paid, but we'll see.
He's an animal,
He is, yeah. He really
he's a bit beaten up, but he's an animal, I like Drew a lot. I hope he gets what he needs. I hope he gets what he wants,
Mm-hmm.
He deserves it, especially from WWE. Like everyone always throws around the, like how he was kind of like on top at a time when it was not ideal to be on top. Throughout the whole pandemic, and he didn't get the moments that, like all these big moments in his career came in front of like no fans except for the Rumble win.
I guess I probably should add this because just to be transparent, they did tell me that like they are just proceeding with the expectation that they're going to keep him. Like they're just talking like they're going to figure it out. Now I don't know if that's going to fucking happen, but. That's how Hunter talks to the creative guys about Drew, essentially. So maybe it's just smugness on his part, but that's how they're acting with it.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how it all plays out with him, I guess. Obviously, it'd be a great get for Tony, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just plug him in for like he don't have to wrestle like every single week, but when he does wrestle, fuck, he would. Imagine what he'd do with like someone like, I don't know, pick a name. You know, AEW's roster's genuinely got a roster like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Kenny Omega, for example. Like,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
David. Yeah, like, that would be, you know.
Mhm.
There's a endless list of matches for anyone that's a good worker in AEW, you know, and Drew's absolutely a good worker. He's one of the best workers. He's great. So, like I said, we'll see how it all plays out. Recipe is Claude, $5. He says, I'm tired, man. Tired of the Codyverse. If he loses again, I'm afraid it's time to go.
Fucking awesome, man.
Shout
I
out
just,
Claude,
can
man.
we just
Rest
get
in
a
peace.
Can we just get a 14-minute all-out Brock Cody match where Cody just beats him clean, salutes the Puerto Rican crowd, speaks in Spanish a little bit, hugs the kids in the front, and just walks off? Can we just get that? Can we just have a nice?
That Spanish was shambolic, bro.
It was amazing.
It was
And
terrible.
that man said something hablar. I was like, Jesus Christ, hablar.
Yeah. Listen, bro. That's a real baby face, you know.
That is.
Speaking to the locals, you know.
You know he was practicing that all morning on the plane. You know?
Yeah, man. Real shit. Bob the Builder, $6.20. Appreciate you. Final predictions for All In seating. What are your percentages that Goldberg or Mercedes appear? Ibu, when was your first impressions of CM Punk? Final predictions for All In. We'll do that one first. We'll just go around real quick. I'm gonna say Joe's saying sellout. I'm saying 75. Went with the money prediction. Ayo.
I'm saying sellout, whether that's 80K,
Yeah, just sell out.
85, 90K, 95. As many people can fit in there, we're gonna stuff them in there. You feel me? We're going all the way.
Ibu.
Yeah, at this point, sky's the limit. They're selling this thing out. It's going to be a full fucking building. And my first time watching CM Punk was actually his ECW debut against Just Incredible. I watched that. It was the first time I've ever seen him. Thought he was fine. Followed him on the ECW brand. Thought he was just an all right guy, you know. And I actually didn't become much of a believer in him as a performer on a high level until the Jeff Hardy feud. Yeah. I thought CM Punk was just a fine wrestler.
That was his breakout in WWE because that's when he got to really be like the full CM Punk that people knew from previously, right?
I didn't watch his Ring of Honor stuff until like maybe 2010. Actually, I take that back. Basically, when what happened was the Jeff Hardy feud was happening, and I remember I used to be on forums and I would watch YouTube videos, and a lot of people were like, this is the Punk that I know. This is the Punk that I know. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? You know, I read the comments and stuff, and I heard about Ring of Honor Punk, and that's when I started kind of going backwards. So,
You know the Punk that I know?
what's up?
CM Punk versus Mickey Gall, baby. CM Punk versus Mike Jackson. That's the Punk that I know. That's the Punk that we need in the dub. That's the Punk.
Super spiteful, you know.
Brawl for All, AEW edition. Just get Punk out there.
Punk actually makes Brawl for All rules, which is really funny. Just a random.
What are your percentages that Goldberg or Mercedes appear? I think Goldberg's quite likely. Mercedes, I don't know, man. No, she might not. Like, Mercedes is very much day by day. I don't make predictions with that woman anymore.
With Mercedes, I'm closer to 0% than I am to 100%.
Goldberg, I think objectively feels more likely, right? Which is make of that what you will.
Yeah,
but that's just the way it feels.
Absolutely. It actually absolutely is more likely. It's been actively discussed. Goldberg has had conversations with people like Wardlow directly about working together. I don't know if that has yet to been reported or not. If it hasn't, then that's a Hanger exclusive. Goldberg has spoken with Wardlow about working together. He said, and I quote, "We can make a lot of money together."
Sounds really fucking bad.
That's probably why Wardlow was doing those quotes.
I
think
would.
Wardlow might have mentioned it, you know.
Really?
He might have mentioned something about it. But Wardlow was definitely he was on some sort of podcast or interview saying, "Oh, me and Goldberg, you know, get no bigger than that," you know. So it definitely sounds like he was just off the phone to Goldberg, you know.
Bill, if you're listening to this,
he's not.
Right? He's watching like, you know, fucking right. Bill's watching fucking something, not this. But Bill, if you are listening to this, that's not the guy you want to work when you get to AEW, brother. It's Jeff Jarrett.
That's a bit
Jeff Jarrett.
spiteful. Yeah.
Satnam Singh.
Yeah.
Brother, Bill Goldberg will absolutely convince himself that he can hit a jackhammer on Satnam Singh, and you may never see Satnam Singh again. That would be.
Or Goldberg, because he's going to prison.
It would be a very bad idea.
Never see Satnam or Goldberg ever again. Satnam's going to heaven and Goldberg's going to prison.
6-person tornado tag: Sting, Goldberg, Darby versus Team Jarrett. I'm telling you, book it at Wembley.
That works.
Neb $2. Cody Patch roll for tonight. Flame emoji. Ooh.
Could you man Roman showed up at the show?
It's that real shit.
Just to cost Cody.
Oh my God.
He's not going to because he doesn't have to. He doesn't respect Cody like that.
Custodian, BPJ, 199, appreciate it as always. Goldberg actually spoke to me about putting me over. Well, very layered that is, you know.
Goldberg wouldn't put over your father. Like, Jesus Christ.
Let's talk Puerto Rico, man. Let's do it properly. So WWE did land in Puerto Rico yesterday. They did a press conference. At their press conference, it was. I actually watched it because I clearly had nothing better to do with my life at that moment, you know. So I was sitting there watching it, and the Puerto Rico crowd, bro, they were fired up, man. You know, Triple H doing his announcement of the title tournament. Cody Rhodes is coming out with like the local commissioners and like, being Triple H's right hand man. When LWO and Rhea and Dom were up there, it was super heated. It was just
what is the kayfabe reason for how Cody's presented outside of the ring, like during official WWE business? Like, why is he with like politicians and shit, bro? Like, what is the kayfabe reasoning for this?
Hey, yo, you know what makes it funnier? So at these press conferences, right? They're having the guys who are having matches with each other, like, talk to each other on the podium, right? Like Rhea's talking to Zelina, and Dominic's with Ray, and all that type of shit, right? There's Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. But Cody, he's just Triple H's like assistant on the on the podium.
I said I want to be Triple H's quarterback, and I meant it.
That's not how it sounds, man.
I tried to do my best list. It didn't work.
Yo, Monty, it really does feel like he's like WWE's EVP. Like it's
there's something going on, bro.
Sure, that would go well.
Triple H keeping him close, you know, future booker, you know.
I you know what? Hanger select. Cody Rhodes watched the last roughly 50 minutes of Raw in Gorilla at SmackDown. At SmackDown, he was in Gorilla for the last 50 minutes of the show.
Just watching it, hanging out with the boys, you know.
Yeah, just hanging out with the office guys.
Oh man. Nothing surprising there. Triple H announced the World Heavyweight Championship tournament, which is going to be there will be 2 triple threat matches on Raw. And the winner of those 2 triple threat matches will face off in the same show, and that'll be the winner of the Raw side of the tournament. And then in SmackDown, the same thing will happen. Then the winner from both shows will then face each other at Night of Champions, and that'll be for the World Heavyweight Championship. So a dual brand tournament for the Raw World Heavyweight Championship. It's definitely a bit, you know, whatever. But you get what you get. I'm just hoping some of those matches that I just mentioned will be good. We're going to get, how many is it? We'll get 2 triple threats. We'll get 3, 6, 7 matches, you know. So, you know, of course it's going to be top talent and stuff in it.
4 triple in total.
So, yeah, man.
This is like a classic WWE TV play. Where you can just like you steal an episode with like a one-night tournament thing.
Yeah,
that's basically what it is, right? Like you do the 2 triple threats and the blow-up match thing. And look, man, I don't mean that when I say steal. I know it sounds like I'm being insulting, but like it's some weeks this week's TV when it this Monday's TV and Friday for that matter will be good on the back of purely that, and that's you need to do that sometimes. I'm sure those matches will be really good, and it feels like to me as someone who doesn't watch closely but kind of follows from the outside looking in, it feels like Seth is the favorite for the belt, would be my guess.
Yeah, it's like
feels like that's the logical thing, right?
Yeah, 100%. So at this press conference yesterday, when Triple H done the announcement of the tournament and was explaining it all, there was a Seth chant that broke out. So like, that's how much his name is pretty much already plastered all over.
I will be doing everything in my power to get that belt around the waist of Cody Runnels. I'm pulling out all the stops.
Everything in my power.
Everything in my power to get that belt on Cody.
I
He
love that
hasn't
the
mentioned
fan
it. He hasn't looked.
Because he's in denial. He's in denial. He's in denial.
he went out of his way to do interviews with people and basically stopped short at just going, fuck that belt. You know, he's just kind of like, hey, I intend on finishing my story. And he's saying things like that. He's like, I intend on finishing my story. He talked about that. And AO, in all his promos about Brock, he's basically framed it as, if I can't beat Brock, I can't finish my story. He said that last week on Raw. And then this week at SmackDown, he said, Brock Lesnar is the gatekeeper of WWE.
That
and
promo was really good, I must say.
Yeah, and he was just like, I'm gonna beat him and then reclaim my kingdom and finish my story.
You could have avoided all this discourse, whether it be bad faith or good faith, with Cody not giving two shits about an alleged world championship, with just not having him on the brand where the championship is at. Why is Cody not on SmackDown?
Because USA Network wants him on Raw.
Okay, so.
And so does WWE, who doesn't.
He better win that belt then.
Yeah.
Do you I get? I'm a fed guy. I'm a fed bad guy, right? Like I troll a lot, right? But Cody not giving two shits about that championship makes it look like a piece of useless shit.
So it already feels that way anyway. Right?
Yeah, and it already feels that way, and Cody not caring about it reinforces that point.
I would have done. This is me. I would have made this a Raw exclusive tournament, right? I would have had Cody enter it because he's a competitor. You have to always fight for whatever prizes are available to you, right?
Yeah.
What I would have personally done is I would have had Cody fight Gunther in round 2. Gunther beats the fucking shit out of him, re-aggravates his pectoral muscle injury, right?
Oh,
he would have barely escaped a Gunther match on a schoolboy. He would have faced Seth Rollins in the finals. He would have lost to Seth because of his injuries. He would have stepped away. He would have won Money in the Bank. And the way I book it, it shows that Seth Rollins is a legitimate guy because he beat Cody, who's going to end up beating Roman Reigns. It's like New Japan style booking there. And then Cody kind of goes off onto SmackDown by winning Money in the Bank. That sounds convoluted.
You know why that's never going to happen?
No, it's not going to happen in general.
It stinks anyway, so.
Triple H would much rather pin Seth Rollins 10 times before he pins Gunther once.
Easy pitches, man.
So that's all you need to say about your quote unquote world championship, right? They're putting it on a guy that they rather lose 10 times before the mid card division champion loses once. So that's all you need to know about that shit.
Because Hunter's a Gunther pervert, but Monty, here's the thing. You know why you didn't get that? I was speaking. I
get it.
I was speaking Gatoese. No, I was speaking Gatoese. That's why. That was ghettoism right there.
I would have Cody enter the tournament. I would have him give a shit about the belt, or at least pretend like he gives a shit about the belt. Have him enter the tournament and have either Brock or the Bloodline cost him a match, whether it be the first round, second round, finals, anything.
You know why Monty really hates the pitch? The idea of Seth pinning Cody. That's what. Yeah. Internally, just the idea of Seth pinning.
I'm not trying to see Seth pin Cody either. Come on, man. I'm not. Let's be serious. There's levels to this wrestling shit.
Pitches, bro.
I'm not trying to see.
You don't speak Gatoese, man. You know, that's really what it is.
No, about all that, bro.
You made a good point in the Wrestling Purists chat. You said that Cody right now feels like he's on a different planet than everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, no, don't. He put a name in there.
Who was it? Roman.
You said different planet about everybody but Roman.
I feel like Cody feels above Rock too, in a weird way.
I think he comes across that way just because he's like full time and new and like fresh.
No, I think he definitely is right now.
There's also like when Brock turned babyface, and they were kind of having fun with that. He felt rejuvenated, and this recent turn absolutely feels like a step back. Now, this doesn't mean it's a bad thing because this is kind of Brock's natural form. But this feels like a rerun, even though it's absolutely not, and it's a new match altogether, right? Like, we've seen Brock in this role before. Almost directly, in fact. So.
You know, we'll learn, Joe, the finish of that match with Brock and Cody will tell us where they're slated. You know, like, if Cody just beats him, you know what I mean? Beats him, salutes the fans, that tells you right there. Brock is a big star. They still love Brock, but he's now in that box of Roman and Cody are allowed to pin him, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are the two guys who can pin him. Brock can kill everybody else.
I think that's the one part of like the equation to seeing where Brock is at, and the other part to me is the match. We were talking about a little bit before we went live. It's like I think the floor for this is still fun because even if they just do like a sprint, it'll be a good time. But if Brock kind of just plugs Cody into his match, which is the way we've seen him operate for this last couple of years, I think that'd be pretty disappointing because I think the ceiling for this match could be quite spectacular.
I don't think they'll do that.
I hope not because I think and I'm not saying they need to go 20 minutes even, but like just a little time, like something that has a little more grit than that and goes back and forth.
It's definitely. It's not even a time thing. It's just. I
don't want it to just feel like Brock playing typical. The hits with Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah, I gotta say, Monty, we haven't gotten to see this recently because Brock's been stuck just working Roman repeatedly and doing like he did the Omos match and he did Bobby, which is like a different thing. I feel like there's nothing quite like the live viewing experience of a Brock Lesnar match against like a smaller guy that you're rooting for to beat Brock because it's really unpredictable. You don't know if it's going to end in 2 minutes or 13. You don't know if he's literally going to... I remember when I was watching him against AJ and against Danielson, I remember like as he's suplexing AJ, it was very plausible that it was just going to end after the F5. That it was just like, he's just going to suplex him like a jackass and F5 him, and that's it. And so when the comeback came, it's like, oh, shit, like he has a chance. And it's really a super unpredictable thing because we've seen all kinds of Brock matches. We've seen him just bloody Randy Orton and just beat him in 6-7 minutes. We've seen all kinds of Brock matches. So I think that coupled with the fact that I'm such a huge Cody fan, like it's going to be quite a ride watching this one live. Especially if Cody does get real comebacks in there and wins. So, yeah, I don't think, Joe, that it's going to just be like... When you say Cody plugged into Brock, do you mean like Brock does a bunch of suplexes, Cody does one comeback, and then Brock wins? Like, what do you mean?
The match you just described could very much still be considered a Brock match. But I do think it's been a while since we see him have that kind of match. And so what I mean more is the guy we've seen as of late who is like, he's a destroyer until he slips on a banana peel at the 4-minute mark and they go to the finish at 6 minutes. So, that kind of thing. I think the opening, like, kind of few minutes of this match are going to be really telling because really, even with Brock being who he is, Cody should be all over him for the first act. Cody should jump all over him.
It's not happening. Brock is going to...
I agree, but that's
lifting him. He's doing that javelin thing to the corner and start like ramming his head in the corner. He's going to pull back and suplex him like 7 times,
He should really have, like... Brock should have a really dramatic cutoff after Cody is all over him, I feel. Because with the way they've told... Like, Cody hasn't even got an answer from Brock, let alone any comeuppance on him, Like, he should jump on Brock. And that's when I say about plugging into Brock's match, my concern will be that Brock doesn't give a fuck about what Cody should do. He says, I'm going to suplex you, So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see it regardless.
100%. We'll see how it plays out. Let's might as well start there with the predictions real quick. I'm going with Cody. I'm going to try to play it safe. I would be quite surprised if Brock does. I wouldn't be like entirely surprised if Cody just got squashed sort of thing because it would be like so Cody, But at the same time, like I'd be it would only surprise me like slightly, if he didn't get the win tonight. But I am leaning towards Cody on this one. Joe?
I'm gonna predict something I'm not really sure is gonna happen and it sounds insane, but it's gonna pop me nonetheless. I think Brock is gonna win, and the finish will be the answer Cody's been looking for as to why he did what he did, and it'll be something involving the bloodline. That's been a big hook throughout the build-up, right? Cody constantly saying, "Why did you do what you did? You haven't told me." I think that's the finish tonight. So I think you're going to see the answer with that when Brock's going to get a win under shenanigans, and then they'll set up a rematch where Cody wins, which we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, folks.
I feel like go ahead, Ayo.
I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes wins just because I have so much material in the up here in the old memory bank for the timeline if Brock gets that W. So you guys don't want to live in a universe where Cody Rhodes loses this match because it's gonna get obnoxious out here. You feel me? So I'm just playing safe. I'm gonna say Cody wins, and then he moves on. I don't know, but what the fuck do you have Cody do from now until SummerSlam? That's my
that's
question.
He's gonna be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so that clears that. But what does he do at Saudi? Which makes me worry that like Cody's gonna be on the
Cody
verge.
Brock too.
Yeah, bro, they're gonna do some like I don't want like Cody's about to win and then low blow, you know.
Streets might need
What's your
that.
prediction, then, Ibu? Or give us your final prediction for the
Brock
show.
Lesnar.
No
Contest.
No contest.
No contest or Brock Lesnar winning.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be. I'd love to be right.
Alright, we're gonna jump around a bit on this because I don't want to get the great matches like out of the way first. So like we'll class like the two main events as that we just spoke about and the Bad Bunny match. So we'll go to next. We'll do Seth Rollins versus Omos. The only thing I'll say about this is that Omos does pop me because it's just the visual of fucking it's Omos, you know.
Very tall.
Yeah, very, very tall, very big, you know. Yeah. I think Seth might be motivated to see just how much he can get out of him, and that might result in being quite a fun time. You know, the crowd's going to be hot. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, I'm going to pick Seth Rollins on this match, though. Anyone else got anything to say about this match in particular? And we'll get the prediction.
I think the crowd is going to be, is going to kind of give this a higher floor than it really warrants on work. I think the crowd's going to be so hot for this that they'll be able to get through it with a very simple match. I agree with you, Seth. Going to take it, I think.
Yeah, we were going with Seth.
He's probably winning.
Unfortunately,
he's probably winning. I read a fan theory that kind of spooked me today. Someone said Omos, like Brock Lesnar, was listed as a free agent, and they were saying, what if Omos beats Seth and goes on the Night of Champions to fight Roman Reigns?
I'm not sure Paulie's letting that creative get through. well, hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. Rollins probably goes over.
Okay, triple threat match for the United States Championship: Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed. I'm gonna take Austin Theory. I think he retains in this one.
I'm gonna go with the champ retaining too. It's so nasty, bro. What happened to Lashley? What did they do to Lashley, bro?
Bobby could win because he's on the same brand as Austin Theory, but it does feel like Austin Theory's going to retain, and whoever out of this, I feel like one of the draftees is going to be the guy to take the belt off of Theory, whoever it is.
Who got drafted?
Cameron Grimes got moved to SmackDown. Grayson Waller and LA Knight are on SmackDown. I feel like someone from that mix, or like maybe one of these other people, are going to be Austin Theory.
I don't see him, Grayson Waller, but
Santos Escobar is more.
Santos Escobar.
Okay, that makes yeah. It feels like Theory's going to win now.
There's a lot of guys that they like on SmackDown that got moved that are baby faces that like could get pushed really soon.
Ain't Santos getting like really, really over?
Yes, he's over the most he's been.
Put the belt on him then. Don't do that. I don't want them doing good shit. Put the belt on Put that shit on. Put that shit. Call up Reggie, who's gained like 40 pounds in the fucking PC, and throw the belt on him.
Shut up to
That's the business. What we got next up? We'll do Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm actually, this is one of the Bianca Belair singles matches that I am quite looking forward to be honest, out of the ones that she's been having as of late, the past couple of months. This is interesting to see what Io Sky can, do with this opportunity. This is probably undoubtedly her biggest match since coming up to the main roster, I think. It'd be fair to say.
Yeah.
World title match on a pay-per-view, I think this can be really good, So we'll see how much sort of time they get with it and see how expansive they can get with it. But yeah, man, I'm going to take Bianca retaining because it's Bianca, man. I think it'd be quite the shocker to see Io Sky take the belt off Bianca after the reign she's had with the build of this, So yeah, I'm going with Bianca. Anyone going with Io?
No.
WWE right now they're like record perverts, and Bianca today has become the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion of all time. Literally today.
Who should be Becky?
I have no idea. Probably Becky. So Bianca crossed that today.
Get that fraud out of the record books. Good for you, Bianca. Another win for the Queen.
I'd flip it. I'd flip it to EO personally, but probably not. I'm looking forward to the match though because I'm an EO fan, and EO in a big singles match in front of a crowd that's gonna be really hot is exciting on paper.
All right, Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. Solo, Jay, and Jimmy. I think they've been teasing the Solo Sikoa time, like really heavy-handed. You know?
What is that about? Like
it's been really heavy-handed as well. You know, they're doing the WWE thing of like subtle hints that are so overt. You know.
Wait. So they're handing a turn. Who's going babyface? Solo or the Usos?
The idea that Solo's gonna like kill the Usos if they keep
kick him out of the bloodline.
I was like, Joe, have you been seeing these? Like Heyman will be backstage with the Usos and Solo, right? It's so and then Heyman will be like talking to the Usos, but like looking at Solo, he'll be like, "Now is the time."
Jay looks like terrified all the time, like they're gonna whack him.
Yeah,
he's like they're gonna actually kill him. Like
they're gonna get the better of their little brother. They're gonna get the better of their little brother. Lay Solo out. And then Tama Tonga's music is going to hit. And he's going to fucking run down to fucking 15 screaming Puerto Ricans. And yes, you heard me correctly, 15 I said. And he's going to join the bloodline even though he's not fucking Samoan.
Hey, it was funny this week on SmackDown because Jimmy's he's talking to Solo and Jay, right? And he said something like along the lines of like, "Hey, good luck tonight, guys. Let's get it tonight. Let's get it." And Jay's like, "Yeah." And Solo's dead silent. And then Jay looks at the Solo. He's like, "Hey. He said, let's get it. He's talking to you." Solo's like wrapping his fist, and he's just like, "I heard him."
Hey, it's given that he's mute anyway. Like, why are they acting surprised now? Like, Solo doesn't talk.
They do this thing where like Solo says like one word like every 3 weeks for dramatic effect, and so this week he's just like,
"They love it, bro. Yo, we've got 5 minutes, so let's set this up. Predictions and who's going over, baby faces or bloodline?
I think bloodline goes over, and we just keep going in circles with this thing, which is not my preferred route. That's what I think's gonna happen.
I don't fucking care who wins, but I do think the match itself, from a wrestling standpoint, will actually be very, very, very good.
I agree.
Yeah, it should be awesome. You know,
we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Hey, yo, who are you predicting though for the winner?
Oh, fuck it. Let the babyfaces win.
I'm going exactly with Joe. I think it's just going to be one of those reoccurring tease things that they keep doing.
Which is like the least
done it on a
thing.
Yeah, they've done it with the World Tag Title match rematch from Mania. You know, tonight's going to be the night when and so then it didn't happen with shenanigans and whatnot.
Monty, we're gonna get a backstage segment show. Heyman's gonna be like, "Yes, my tribal chief." He hangs up. And
they've already done it, bro.
The babyfaces aren't fucking winning. I don't know what I was cooking. It's a trio. They're the tag champs. It's a trios match, and it's against the fucking bloodline. No, they're not winning, bro.
And Roman's scheduled to return on Friday.
Yeah, they're winning. Bloodline's winning.
All right, so Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega. Obviously, Zelina Vega, the home, whatever you want to call it, hometown, home country, whatever. You know,
he's catching a riptide in 6 minutes.
Yeah, he'll be super heated, and it'll be some good shit, Rhea will base for some cool lucha moves, and Rhea's awesome at the minute as well, Wouldn't surprise me if there was a lot of, like smoke and mirrors with the LWO and all that sort of stuff, and the crowd will be super heated and into it and really behind Zelina. I think this will be quite good, but ultimately, I think it's pretty fair to say for all of us who've got Rhea Ripley winning this one.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. And then we've got Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. The San Juan Street Fight.
This is where you're going to get the shenanigans. LWO.
Yeah.
There's going to be like 17 niggas in this match.
That's just going to be straight up gang wars.
Yeah.
It'll be beef, though.
Yeah,
it'll be their version of Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah. I wanted to go into like I honestly want Bad Bunny fighting in like the concession stands and shit like that,
Oh yeah, of course. 100%.
I need. Yeah, the babyfaces are gonna win. Damian Priest is gonna eat like 19 finishers before he loses, though. Like Santos is gonna splash on him. Pause. Rey Mysterio is gonna do a frog splash or a 619. It's gonna be a bunch of moves from the LWO, and then Bad Bunny finishes it.
Yeah, I'm fired up for it. You know,
Yeah.
it'll be
It'll be very
The
fun.
heat for this will be unbelievable, right? The
yeah,
crowd's
there'll be.
saw it last night. I mean, good lord,
Bro, that closing angle for SmackDown last night was fucking
red hot.
Yeah, great shit. So if that's anything to go off, and
hmm
the crowd and the atmosphere and the show in general last night, SmackDown is anything to go off. We should be in for a really good night with this Backlash show. Again, I think I'm going to go with Bad Bunny on this one as well. I can't see Damian
Yep.
Priest beating
Bad
Bad Bunny in Puerto
Priest just
Rico.
wins with his finish.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
There's no run-ins. They just have a match. He pins him with.
Yeah, right. No interferences from anybody. He just beats him. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's where we're at with Backlash. Like I said, I think it'll be a pretty decent show. We've got a few super chats, and we're going to get out of here and close this up.
Io Bianca's gonna open the pay-per-view, by the way.
Cool. Trust the process 34,499. Appreciate it. Ayo, if WWE offered you a contract as a backstage producer, would you take it?
I would legitimately have to take a pay cut to take that job. So fuck no.
Fair.
If I was a bum ass nigga, yeah, I'll take it.
Speaking
But
of such, if anyone's watching, I am open to that job. So go keep that.
Jacob Donnelly, $2. Does Brock make Cody bleed? Shoot elbow style. Very much doubt it.
shoot elbow, no.
That would
Cody will run the blade before shoot elbow.
Yeah. Big Ben's annoying. 499, appreciate it. For AO, you gotta choose one. Punk makes Collision a monster success and consistently outrates Dynamite, or Collision fails and the show gets cancelled.
Nigga, why the fuck would I want Dynamite canceled? Like, what kind of question is this? Like, what?
Oh man.
Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Mason 84 199, appreciate you. Brock holds up WWE again, putting himself over Cody. I doubt it. I think Brock.
Streets need it.
That happened to Cody last month. It can't happen again.
Streets need it.
Well,
I could. Absolutely could.
all right, let's finish up, man. Appreciate all the super chats as usual. Tomorrow will be like the Backup Hangman hosted show that we do on Sundays. Of course, it will be kind of like a double of a Backlash review show as well. I'm not sure who's going to be on it, but I'm sure Backup Hangman is going to do a great job of booking.
I better be. It's going to be a hell of a house.
Yeah, so I'm sure Backup Hangman's going to do a great job of booking the show and letting me know with plenty of time in advance who's going to be on the show, so we can effectively promote the show on our social media channels, you know. So Hangman's going to do that for us.
Backup Hangman Mystery Vortex tomorrow.
Yeah, and yeah, man, we're gonna tap into Backlash, and yeah, man, WrestlePurists Worldwide on Monday, and that's all I've got to plug. Really, I don't know if anyone else wants to throw anything out there, but I'm ready to wrap it up, man.
We had a late night edition of Unpurist yesterday. Go check it out, man. It was a very, very, very funny episode. Don't fuck with us.
Very wild episode. Might get us cancelled, so
Might get us canceled.
yeah, might get us cancelled. So appreciate what you can. What it's all, yeah. But yeah, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're still in here hanging out right till the very end, we appreciate you very much, and we do need those likes and the subs. So smash that subscribe button, please, please, please. And yeah, man, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. And
Yes, we
peace
will.
out.